So I just watched a video where Guga seasoned a MrBeast Burger with a dehydrated MrBeast Burger. So I thought I wanted to do something like that. What I'm doing today is I want to make an Impossible cheeseburger and see if we can flavor just an Impossible burger and make it taste like an Impossible cheeseburger. This is just like a dumb fun test, so stick with me. So really what I did was I tried my best to get the wrapper off. Now, this is a feat on the Impossible burger, with keeping the actual burger intact, because otherwise, it sticks to the wrapper. The wrapper is like glued on with super glue. I really just, there's a lot of things that some of these companies do that I will just never in my life understand. So now, once you can actually get, half of your burger back onto the patty from the wrapper, then we're just going to season these up. So we're just going to give them a little bit of salt, some black pepper, and garlic powder. So because we're dehydrating these, I didn't want to have any oil in my pan, so we're just going to do a dry nonstick pan over like a medium-low heat. We're going to kind of go like low and slow on these, about 7 or 8 minutes per side. I'm doing that because I want a lot of the fat, like a lot of the oil that's in this to kind of like cook its way through because, the fat in here, it's not going to dehydrate, so we just need to get rid of it. So I'm just going to flip these a few times, but then once they're nice and like browned up and they seem like they're cooked all the way through, I'm going to add some vegan cheese. Impossible really did nail the texture and look of a burger. I mean, look at that. So lately, I've been really getting into the Daya cheddar style slices. They seem to work really well. They melt really great, but for this scenario, what's the most important is that cheddar flavor. So I think this is going to be a good one. Now, I just used a little bit of water to steam the cheese. We're just going to throw the lid on, let it steam for just 3-4 minutes, and then the burgers are done. And now at this point, I'm wondering if this was a bad idea because those burgers looked pretty good and I'm about to ruin them. So I popped out the old dehydrator and really all we're going to do is just throw these on, and I'm going to set them for, I think, 12 hours. I'll check them after the first 12 hours and just see what they look like and if they need, any longer. So let's throw the lid on and let it go. But after 12 hours, this is not that good looking of a burger anymore. The burger itself is fairly dry, but the cheese is still pretty oily, so we got to do something about that. So to fix this, I just dropped in a paper towel. I put the cheese, facing down. It's already pretty dried, and then set it for another 12 hours.
Which is plenty of time to play today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid is the first game to bring a true console-level experience to your phone. Explore millions of champion combinations and master countless tactics as you take on raid bosses, dungeon runs, campaign battles, and PvP arena matches. You can build your team, develop your champions, and raid your way. So I wanted to show you my top 3 places to play Raid. In third place, when you're taking a bubble bath. In second place is in the kitchen while you're waiting for your burgers to dehydrate. And in third place is anywhere where you have a moment to play Raid, which is in my office right now. And this month, Raid's just released a giant new feature, Awakening, and a brutal new dungeon, the Iron Twins Fortress. And if you're good enough to take down the Iron Twins, you'll see a huge payoff, being able to awaken your champions. Awakening your champions lets you choose a powerful blessing that can transform how they perform in a battle. I absolutely love how awesome some of these blessings look, and there's so much variety. This whole feature has added an entire new level of depth and strategy. There has seriously never been a better time to get started, but there's more. Raid has just released a super-powered legendary version of everybody's favorite champion. He's powerful, he's perfect. Everyone can get him for free by logging in Raid for 7 days between now and October 27th. You can also use the DK Rises promo code for a bunch of free items to instantly level your new strongest champion all the way to level 50. 5-star Ascension. The promo code is available for both new and existing players. And if you haven't started playing Raid yet, click my link in the description or scan my QR code here on the screen. You'll get unique bonuses worth $30. We're talking a free epic champion, Tayrel, 200,000 silver, 1 energy refill, 1 XP boost, and 1 ancient shard, so you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get in the game.
Rewards will be available only for the next 30 days and only for new players right here. So it's the next day and they are dry. I took the napkins out, they seemed like they were pretty good. They soaked up a lot of the grease. And these burgers are crispy. So this is gonna be perfect to turn into a powder. So first I just kind of want to like cut them in half and see if, oh my, 1 whole day of dehydrating and there's still hydration in the center. Ugh. Okay. So we're gonna dangerously slice these in half down the middle and I'm gonna throw them on the dehydrator for like another 6 hours and see if we can get them dehydrated. And that's what finally did it. It is now the next day into the evening, and we have some super dry Impossible crackers. So at this point, I was pretty much over this, but that's okay. So I grabbed my blender. I just have to keep pulsing and then just continue kind of like agitating it until we had like a fine powder. Now there must have been a little bit of oil in this, so I needed some sort of like caking agent. So I decided to just use some like rice flour. I just used a 1/4 teaspoon, tossed that in there, blended it up real quick. So that should kind of help this not stick together, I'm hoping. But here it is, Impossible seasoning. I mean, this stuff is meaty. Really meaty. So I hope I'm not judged over the next, series of clips from this video. But, I thought that maybe if I sifted it, we would end up with like a finer, like an easier powder. But that didn't really work because it just made a mess. And I mean, and the more that I tried to sift it, the more of a mess it made. And I didn't like it. So I just ended up like pouring the rest of it into my little sugar pourer. What do they call these containers here? Oh, that's right. Not the one that I wanted. All in all, a frustrating experience. I wouldn't recommend this process. Well, and now that entire frustrating experience is out of the way, let's try to open up another package of the Impossible Burgers. So all I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to season both patties with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then I'm going to season one patty with the other Impossible Burger. I'm going to cook these both up just like the way that I cooked up the original ones, because they did look good, so I'm going to cook them the same way. And then I just kind of want this to be basic. I have some toasted buns, because if I didn't toast them, you guys would yell at me, with a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of mustard, and some pickles, because I like pickles. And Monica's not here, so these are both entirely for me. So now let's see, did it make a difference?
This was 2 days of work. I'm hoping it makes the difference. Just a plain Impossible Burger. It's pretty friggin' good. Loads of burger flavor, loads of glutamate, tasty. Now Impossible Burger flavored with Impossible Burger. Let's see. It definitely tastes like it's a cheeseburger, even though it's not. Definitely tastes more meaty, and like some of like the sweetness from like the pickles and stuff is like removed on this. It's definitely more savory. Big difference. Big difference. I would say a small amount of homemade Impossible seasoning makes a burger more meaty. I'm kind of excited about that. And I'm really bummed that Monica's not here to try this, because I think she would have had a really funny, excited reaction. But that's good. I'm glad I made that. Yeah.